your seats. The ceremony is about to begin momentarily. If you would, please silence all electronic devices at this time. Thank you. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's ceremony honoring Commander Christopher P. Fiala on his selection to Captain of the United States Navy. Officiating today's ceremony will be Captain Wayne Tunick, retired United States Navy. The Fiala family would like to thank you all, family, friends, and colleagues, for joining them on this very special occasion. It's my pleasure to introduce to you today's presenting official, Captain Wayne Tunick.
Okay, so this is a promotion, not a court-martial, so smile please out there. And Flames, you want to sit down there, because I'm going to be a little long here. Cool your heels for a little bit. So, a number of years ago, a Army general was asked how many people actually work in the Pentagon, and he answered about half. So the people that are here, we're the people that, half the people that aren't working, part of that group. But it's an honor for me to be here today and promote Flame. Attaining senior rank is a great accomplishment, and it's an honor for me to be able to do that. It's a treat for me to put on my uniform and make believe I'm important. But as Admiral Select Dan Fillion always reminds me, it's not about me today. So it's about Chris and his family. So let me properly recognize them. First, Mom and Dad from New York. We were just speaking that you live in Florida, in some town, I can't pronounce the name, but it's, I know that you're still New Yorkers at heart. Any other New Yorkers out there? There you go, look at that. So, us New Yorkers are so warm and friendly, aren't we? Mr. Fiala, I know you are a Navy vet and a retired New York City police officer, correct? Yeah. Thank you for your service. When I first came into the Navy, one of my chief petty officers told me that he left the NYPD and joined the Navy. And when I asked him why, he said, I'd rather fight intermittent wars rather than fight one every day. So, Mrs. Fiala, you have the highest distinction of being a Navy and NYPD wife and Navy mom. So, thank you for your service. Chris has told me that you guys are constantly haze gray and underway, cruising around the world, enjoying your retirements. And I know that you have a bunch of other family members here. I'll let you take care of people that have come. But I have to mention Sydney and Madison. Thank you for squeezing this into your busy schedule. I feel I know their schedules because Chris's Facebook posts tell us all in pictures about their exploits in soccer and school. I know it means a lot to your dad to have you here today. And don't forget, this promotion marks the fact that he'll be making more money. School is coming back soon, so you can hit him up for a new wardrobe, I'm sure. And most importantly, Amy. Amy today represents the shared efforts of both you and Chris. Being a Navy wife is tough. You face the moves, deployments, but you've been the core of the family and held it together. Thank you for your service. And of course, some of that paycheck is coming your way. So, Chris, I've allocated your total paycheck. Unfortunately, there's none left for you. So now we talk about Chris. I've got three things to talk about in that realm, and those are Citadel, golf, and the Flying Wallendas. Try to figure out how those relate. So Chris grew up in New York, and he went to the Citadel. Not sure how a Yankee from New York ends up in South Carolina. When I was growing up in New York, we thought that the United States ended at the Vince Lombardi rest area on the New Jersey Turnpike. Any other Citadel grads out there? Good. So I can say this without any hesitation. In my 27-year Navy career, Flame is the only officer from the Citadel that I would consider normal. I'm not saying anything bad about the Citadel, but rather that's a reflection of what a good guy Flame is. I won't read his bio, but he's been either Pilot of the Year or Officer of the Year in every squadron he's ever been in. He was my Pilot of the Year when I was at HSL 40, and he's been a leader, and today this promotion recognizes that. So at Citadel, Chris, what was the best part of that tour?
Best part of the tour?
The best part of the Citadel.
Graduating,
Graduating was one of them.
friends that met, meeting Amy, that's right.
There you go. Good, okay.
Well done.
We should have coordinated that beforehand.
Don't correlate
Forgot
the
to
school
mention
and her at all.
Yeah. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention golf when talking about Chris. And when I asked his caddy, Sean Haley, is he here? He's not here, but obviously he's Flame's caddy. He didn't mention Flame's outstanding swing or your putting technique. What he was most concerned with was your inability to maintain positive control of your cigar on the course. So I have something here to, don't worry, it's not classified. You can take it home. Here's something that can help you with your cigar, right here. That'll help you not to get it on the green there. And that's there to hold it on top of your stick there.
Thank you.
Those are from your golfing club. That's from your caddy. So last, that brings us to the Flying Wallendas. The Wallendas are the family that walks across the tight ropes. Anybody seen Nick Wallenda walk across the Grand Canyon, right? Mm-hmm. Greatest balancing act in show business. And the reason why I bring that up is because the career of a naval officer is a balancing act between the demands of the Navy and the family. And how to balance that is not easy. And Chris's most remarkable accomplishment is that he has managed to balance his family. There's the caddy, you just walked in, you missed your cue. His family and the Navy in a way to meet both of those needs. And play golf and P90X and everything else that he posts on Facebook. So some of you out there are wondering how Chris achieved this important milestone. Those that know him anyway are wondering that. And I too wondered that because how he got his name on the list, because I wrote a few of his fitness reports. And later when the promotion orders are read, they will refer to section 624 Title 10 U.S. Code. So I was curious and I looked that up, and the answer what the code says, and I quote, "Except as provided in subsection D, officers on a promotion list for competitive category shall be promoted to the next higher pay grade," okay, and this is the important part, "when additional officers in that grade and category are needed." So technically we are here today because the Navy needed more officers and, well, Chris was available. So timing is everything. But in reality, it's not that simple. Today represents 22 years of hard work, much of that time flying helicopters and landing them on the back of small ships in the middle of the night. And throughout that time, he was always leading sailors and learning. Today, the Navy acknowledges your leadership and your outstanding performance. From this day forward, you will immediately be acknowledged as the expert in all things and have the respect of your peers. not. Except, of course, here in the Pentagon, in which case you'll only be expected to work longer hours and not get that acknowledgement, but that's life in the Pentagon. A note from one of Chris's shipmates who could not attend today, Captain Dana Gordon, who was the CEO and Chris was XO, and he passes, please pass my most heartfelt congratulations to Flame and Amy for achieving such a great milestone in becoming a captain. It is definitely well earned and deserved. As they both know, Rolanda and I consider them our closest of friends and wish them the very best in the future. They definitely made our command tour one of the best tours we have had to date in the Navy, and I know for sure that without his leadership, guidance, and more importantly, his friendship as my XO, I would not be where I am today. So that's from Dana. And in conclusion, when I wrote these remarks, I tried to think of one piece of advice that I could give Flame as a new Navy captain. And then I remembered what Abe Lincoln told me when I was made a captain. And that piece of advice is universal, and it's easily understood. It applies to teenagers as well as new captains. And by the way, they're very much alike, okay? And that is, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. So let's get this promotion ceremony done before they change the list.
All right, this time, Commander File's wife Amy and daughters Sydney and Madison will now join him at the front of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? Attention orders. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Commander Fiala. In view of these qualities and demonstrated personal potential for increased responsibility, he is therefore promoted in the United States Navy to the grade of captain, effective 1 August 2013. The authority for this promotion in Section 624, Title 10, United States Code. Please be seated.